TheorySabers.com.
I would like to see something Darth Bane or something when there was the Jedi and Sith Wars, like.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
It would be. And I used to be like, oh, I wish they would do this, I wish they would do that, but now I'm just like, okay, how are they going to, if they do, how will it turn out kind of thing, you know? So that's kind of what I'm skeptical of now. But, you know, speaking of Vader, I truly believe that will be a big shift in Hollywood. Confident enough to say that just what we're doing is something that is truly next level. I mean, I haven't seen, it looks better than the Old Republic cinematics. The level of emotion, the things that we're putting in there, the technology, it's really going to be groundbreaking. I truly believe it, and I think you'll all get a real kick out of it. When you watch it, you're gonna be like,
when's it dropping?
In the fall. In the fall. So actually, March, it's April, you'll have the first trailer finally. I'm very excited. I truly believe that once that is out, a lot of fans will be like, oh, this is possible to make.
Yeah. And
if a fan could make this, then imagine, you know, our budget for that episode 2 and 3 is $1 million, which is now going over constantly.
Yeah.
As movies do. Unfortunately, TheorySabers.com. Okay, all right. But I believe in it, and I think it's going to be really worth it for all of you guys who have stuck with me for so many years, and whether you've just silently watched or you've, you know, grabbed merch or whatever it might be, I really am gunning, and you know, we're all pushing to really make this the best thing that could possibly come out. And so that's all I'm going to say about it for now. And once 2 is out, you'll see, and then once 3 is out, you know, you'll all be crying. I won't be the only one that'll be memed at that point.
I love this idea of the fans, you know, taking it because the studio's not functioning, at least in the way that we would like. And I think Star Wars has always had that element. You know, George used to do film festivals.
Yeah.
Where he would, and he would really support the fans doing that and engaging with that. Yeah, I mean, I just wonder, you know, in a dream scenario, because obviously I don't think Kathy's going to hire you. Maybe the next one would, you know what I mean? I mean, if...
I don't want to be hired. Because when you're hired, you have to sign contracts, you got to do it a certain way.
Constraints.
Constraints. And, you know, I was offered over 7 figures for sponsorships for Vader. Companies wanting to put their advertisements, big companies. Oh, well, you know, I've had conversations with them. Oh, well, maybe you could put our logo, you know, somewhere in the wall or something, you know, off-brand or, you know, kind of subliminal. We'll pay you X amount of dollars. And I had several different companies hit me up with that years ago. And, you know, I thought about it because I wanted to make the movie and I didn't have the money. And, you know, it was definitely something that was catching my eye until I got to the point where, you know, I was talking with my dad and they're like, they're going to own you. You know, it's going to come to a point where, like these corporations, whenever you do sign a contract and they give you the money, then they control where the narrative goes. Well, what if we have Vader doing this? What if we have the Jedi doing this in that scene? And then it's like, oh, well, I kind of have to do this now because they're paying for it. And so it took longer, but at least this way it's all on my own. And it's going to stay true to, you know, I feel like what George made, at least to the best of my ability. And that's why I never want to work for them.
Like for me, I think, you know, Star Wars itself, it exists in pop culture is important. It's almost like a lot of people like indie comics or, you know, smaller books, but without the big 2, that industry wouldn't survive, right? So like the big 2 are almost a necessary evil.
Yeah.
And what all I'm getting at is, you know, when I think about fandom, and you know, there was a guy who made a very famous Warhammer fan film, and he was hired on, and he's been helping them a lot. I don't know the full extent to which he's involved creatively or whatever, and I know that he's now doing like Vader 2, but like with their resources,
that's
and
crazy.
like all on his, and it looks, I'm telling you, it looks fire. Like it looks fire. But all I'm saying is that I totally understand what you're saying, but maybe that sacrifices something for the fandom itself. You might have to go deal with all that crap and these corporations and stuff to actually help that brand.
Well, maybe.
You know what I mean?
I'm open to it if it's, you know, on my own terms or whatever, but, you know, let's just make episode 2 first.
Yeah, no, 100%. I love this idea of the fans, and I do think that it's important, even if it's just through the fandom, because especially right now when things are so bad, you're a tide that could lift a lot of things.